Alrighty. I need to move in more. Actually, it looks like the camera needs to shift a little bit more. We are so prepped.
So hello everyone.
Wow! You might want to close the curtain behind you.
I love how it's like...
Yep, we're very prepared.
Yep, we are so prepared, and we weren't blowing bubbles on the balcony just before this.
No.
That's not what we're doing.
We aren't late so that we could blow bubbles off of my balcony.
I'm still impressed that you actually were just like, no, let's blow some bubbles, and you had the bubble blower.
You had Frederick Bubbles right on standby.
You had a ready supply of bubble blowing fluid. You had the wand ready to go.
It's the best purchase I've ever made.
It's wise. You never know when you are going to... Actually, I don't think there ever is a genuine, actual need to blow bubbles.
You are wrong, and the actual genuine need is when you have a room full of children to occupy, and one of them is just, like has special needs or something, and refuses to pay attention to anything, and you say, "Bubbles!" And he goes, "I love bubbles." And you give him the bubbles, and he just watches the bubbles. And all the other kids also watch the bubbles. And it's like silence for 5 minutes, and it's glorious.
So, yeah.
It's like a real-life AoE stun effect.
It is! It really is!
Alright, so welcome to our stream. Today we're going to be doing some stuff. We are in the city of Delta. We arrived just recently. It's a limestone city in a wide sort of bay, all surrounded by very low-lying, sort of muddy, grassy land. You guys came by ferry and have entered into the merchant dock, so this multi-tiered city, you go inside and you end up on the second tier of 3. Here there's like shafts of light coming in here and there, because it's still about midday, but for the most part you guys are still in the shade of the level above. There's a lot of travelers here, well-to-do enough people, merchants and traders. You don't see a lot of higher or lower class people around.
Alright. Well, I mean, one thing we can do is either find an inn, or 2, we use our handy-dandy Lifedrinker needle to point us in the direction, and we immediately start going after them. What time is it?
Currently it's about noonish.
Noon. Well, I guess it depends. Do we want to set up sort of a base? Maybe hire some people?
I think that we could, in fact, do that, yeah.
Because last time we kind of just barged in there and they were a lot more prepared than we expected. I think we should spend a night or 2 figuring out what our next move is, hire some people, and go in there guns a-blazing.
I like that plan. That is definitely a good plan. We can 100% do that.
Do we want to start a big fight in the middle of the city of Delta?
Well, no, we got to find out where they are first. Like this is reconnaissance. This is scouting.
Remember, there's nothing illegal about finding out where someone lives.
Yeah, there's
plotting
nothing
to kill them.
There's nothing illegal about finding a person in a city that you know and have had past interactions with.
Are there laws against stalking in this?
Would you guys know the laws around here?
No.
I have 2 dots in politics.
Roll them.
Alright.
You actually do?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's like a poli-sci major.
Yeah.
Oh, my tower.
I didn't even have to do that either. That's the worst part. Math. It's 9.
9. You're aware of, like, general things, that there's nobility that you don't mess around with, the nobility that they have more rights than other people. Here in Midrun, there isn't really a lot of, like, the same exclusionary policies that there are in the other sort of, like, human kingdoms around here. Otherwise, it's your standard fare kind of stuff. Don't steal things, else punishment. Don't hurt people, else punishment. You're not sure about stalking, but you imagine that it's still the sort of thing that you might want to treat like it's illegal in terms of not getting caught.
Then we just don't get caught.
Yeah, that's... I mean... Sounds
Well,
good to me.
one thing to worry about then is, are they nobility? Because they seem, and he definitely has a lot of money that he flaunts around.
I think he'd be treated as if he were nobility.
Yeah.
I think the bigger question is, are the nobility Lifedrinkers?
That is something we need to find out.
So I think this is going to be a couple-day operation. Going to want to figure out what we're doing before we do it.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of scouting, a little bit of prep.
Scouting ahead. Because as we learned with the bear cave, it's one thing to find who you're looking for. It's another thing to be prepared for what you're looking for. So
I think we did just fine.
Well, I look over at Elborn. Most of us did.
He sort of grumbles, leaning against a crutch.
Okay.
Alrighty then. So, off to find an inn that will put up with us for a couple of days. And our carriage.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys went up a ramp to get to the second level, and around here, it seems like for the most part it's these narrow streets, and they're sort of arranged in traffic going two ways. There's little bits where you can go to and fro, but between them there's openings that go down into the level below where there are canals. You do see that there are people walking down there, and occasionally you hear sloshing where there's people who are working as bailers getting the water out from the level beneath.
Okay.
As you turn down the next street, you see that there's a couple of signs for a few different inns. It looks like these are all reasonably small ones in a very tight, put-together city. Most of them have one or two sort of like garage spaces at best.
Alright then. Well, we should snatch one up.
I agree.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm walking
We'll
into
travel to the closest one.
the closest one.
All right, the first one you see on the side of the road is called the Green Dragon.
Go in.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right, as you make your way inside, you see that the first level, there's sort of like a little vestibule where there's a larger door that heads off to like the inn area, and there's one that just goes right up to the rooms. Through the door into the inn area, there's a small tavern, a few people sitting around eating food. You see that they're pretty much just humans around here. There's a tavern keeper that looks up at you guys while, like, washing something.
Ask him if he has rooms for to hold. How many people do we have?
There's Blue, Red, Salas, Elbjorn, and us. Am I forgetting anyone?
And Selma.
And Selma, so that's 8.
8 plus a small carriage.
I don't have that kind of room. I'm sorry.
Okay, next one. Next in.
Nice in.
All right. You make your way out, and it's a little ways before you get to the next one. This one's called the Orange Door. It has an orange door and a number of sort of like garage ones at the base level. It seems like there's a nice big like parlor hall at the first floor, and then it goes up a little ways. As you make your way up the stairs, the hall itself, which isn't super densely populated, sort of goes quiet. There's a lot of elf-born, dwarf-born, and humans who are sitting in sort of like tight-knit groups, reasonably well-dressed. They all sort of look at you as you walk in. There's someone standing at a podium pretty much right next to you.
Oh, did we walk in on something? I back out. Back out of the room, I guess.
No, we should find out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm looking for the proprietor. I say that. I turn to the man at the podium. Are you the proprietor of this establishment?
I am not. I am a innkeeper for the establishment. Do you need to speak with the proprietor about business concerns, or are you looking to rent a room?
Rent a room.
Rent a room.
Right. For how many?
8.
And carriage.
And carriage.
Right. One
The
carriage. What size would that be?
Sedan.
Sedan?
Just a single horse.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. You see that he's checking through some
Single
things. And the 8 in your group, how would you like those split up? We have 1, 2, and 3-person rooms.
Probably 2 3-person rooms and a 2-person room.
Right then. And who would be for each? I need to make sure that you have your keys.
That would probably be Vesta and I in one room.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then
You and Elbjorn.
me, Elbjorn, and I guess Red. Red and Elbjorn seem to get together pretty well. and Salas in blue. And
Selma in blue.
Selma blue.
I might have a tail-like thing, but I can't actually be in two places at once.
Just cut a hole in the wall. Who are we forgetting? Blue. I'm not thinking.
Pieces.
Blue. Blue. Selma.
In your party, there's the three of you. Then there's Elbjorn, Red, Blue, and Selma. There's 7 of you in total.
Oh, there's only 7.
7.
Yeah.
So you did count my tail at one point. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're right. You guys shouted out Selma, and I don't want to count Selma.
Okay, 2 2-person rooms and a 3-person room?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
that puts you and
Yeah.
Albjorn, me and Vesta, and then the other
Red, Blue, and Selma.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how many nights were you thinking?
3.
Right, so that would put us
Yeah.
at, and you see sort of like fingering through some things. Right then, so that would be including meals.
Mm-hmm.
8 gold a night for the group.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of look at Blue and go, that's not in the budget, right? Yep, nope, okay. Well, it was lovely to meet you, but that's just a little bit out of our adventurer's price range.
He just kind of nods.
Hmm.
And we leave.
Yep.
You hear the room like start talking again once you guys are like out of view. Heading back onto the street,
Fucking rich people.
there's another one that's called the Blue Moon.
I'm walking in.
Are people racist in Delta?
Probably. Have we got the hint that we're not really wanted here?
I mean, you've kind of been getting it everywhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
But is it like particularly bad here?
I mean, would you guys have really experienced it before?
Yes, not probably racial, but people just being like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, you guys are feeling some of it.
Hmm.
As you make your way into the inn, you hear like a bell and then a like further away one, then a further away one. You see that there's a rickety staircase that goes up a few levels.
Hmm.
This seems like
At
it would
this-
be cheaper.
At this base level, you see that there's just like 2 tables, and then like it's not even like a serving kitchen, like it's someone's kitchen basically. There's and you see someone like bodily exit one of the cabinets. There's a rat folk that's holding a big cauldron and sort of plonks it down. Right. How many
7.
people?
7.
7. All
And
right.
carriage.
1, 2,
One horse.
1 horse. Okay. We don't have room, but that can be a person. So there's, if we count you as 8 people, how long are you looking to...
3 days.
Right, 3, Oh no. You see that, like, she, like, pats around her pockets and, like, rushes to the side and then takes out this small, sort of, like, brassy-looking box with some keys on it. Oh, I'm so bad with it.
I need an abacus sometimes too.
That'd be, what were you saying? 3 nights, 7 people,
Plus carriage.
plus carriage, so that's 8 for 3 nights. So then for all 3 nights, that'd be 16 gold, 8 silver.
Are you sure you had that right? You didn't carry the one?
Is that total or per night?
Could I?
Yeah, is that total per night?
Total.
Total.
So then per night,
okay.
that'd be 5 gold, 6 silver.
Could I barter?
Yeah, roll for it.
I'm gonna barter this.
I mean, that's better.
Oh man, I don't have a very good barter skill. 6.
Ooh! Nice. It's quality. It's better than I would have rolled. Let's...
All right, you managed to
It would have been a
negotiate your way
-4.
down to 5 gold, 2 silver, 6 copper a night.
That's a lot cheaper than the other one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Blue, what are you thinking? This or are we camping?
Oh, I wouldn't camp outside the walls. I don't
Yeah.
think that'd be wise.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do we have the budget for 5 gold a night for like all of us?
Well, how much would that be per person? Like,
Less than a gold?
yeah, it would be less than a gold per person, which I think is actually pretty decent from fairs that we've encountered thus far.
Yeah.
As opposed to ones that are just like, you can park your wagon here, it'll cost you X coin.
Yeah, I mean, like, we could all pay for ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
See, that's... Sorry, what did you say the price was again? 5 gold.
2 silver, 6 copper.
Divided by 7.
And that splits up the cost of the wagons. That would end up being about 7 silver, 5 copper each.
That's not too
That's
bad.
not bad.
Want to do that?
Yeah, I'd pay that.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
we'll do that.
Right, but that's per night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, as long as you guys are saying that you're willing to stay and you've got the cash, you're accepted at this inn. One of the rooms is actually all of them are 2-person rooms. There's one on each of the floors. One of them is actually like tucked in, like next to the kitchen, near the back door. It's a 2-person. Then on the first level, there's a 2-person that's opposite another room. On the second, there's 2-person rooms. There's nobody on the third, and then on the fourth, there's a 2-person room, and then the balcony that faces the street.
Do you want the one by the kitchen?
Yes.
We're taking the one by the kitchen. Dibs.
All right.
I'll take the one that's easiest to get the wagon into.
That'd probably be the one on the second floor then, because that's just one flight of stairs.
Yeah, we're making it harder on you. Well, I mean, could we fit the carriage into the room, or is it just like, nah?
You can fit it into the room. It's just that it's like you're gonna really have to try to fit it into that room.
I mean, it's better than leaving it on the street.
Let's go.
Did,
We can
did
go to the second floor. We don't have to.
She doesn't have a
How
there's no
about-
garage
how
type thing
about-
to put it in, eh?
How
Oh,
about
okay.
I take another room and you sleep with the carriage in the kitchen?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go with red on the second floor.
All right, so you're with Red on the second floor. Then who's on the first?
Me
would
with the
be-
carriage.
All right, the 4 who are on the third.
I guess it'll be me. I look at blue.
He shrugs.
Alright.
And, the other people, they do what they want.
Yep, that leaves Selma and Elbjorn.
Yep, so they'll be on the 4th floor by the balcony.
We remembered everyone this time. We figured it out.
Okay, by now, after going through those debacles, it's now like probably about the late afternoon. Now that you've settled, you've put your things there, and someone on the first floor, you said you were with the...
Yeah.
Okay, so you're able to just wheel it in. It's not that hard. It's just, wheeling a carriage through a kitchen.
Yeah.
But you get it into your room and just put it next to a bed, and it takes up like that part of the room, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
But you
Cool.
guys are able to gather together with all your things ready, and you're inside the city.
Alright.
Alright. So, do a quick scry before we go out, or what?
Yeah, that sounds appropriate.
You can start getting the lay of the land before dinner.
Mm-hmm. No, I like that plan.
All right, you want to roll for it?
I do. Ugh. Oh, 19.
All right. Do you want to take damage to pass?
Yeah, okay. I'll take damage to pass.
Okay, so that would be 8 damage.
Ooh.
There's a strong field before you're able to push through. You're scrying the one dude or the blood?
The blood.
Okay. As you force your way through, you hear this sort of hollow clanging. You're on the eyes on the inside of a helmet. It's roomy in here. You hear sort of like a rattling, and as you look, you see that it's like limbs walking around.
Oh,
Judging by the pacing, whatever this thing is heavy, and it's the size of a person. They sort of like lean on the wall on the edge of a room and look out towards like a little balcony that's off, seeing like, and you can see that from this view, you can see the inside of the city. They're probably a level above you because you passed by like a market district on your way to the inn, and they're looking over onto that market district. There's conversation in the inn. You can't really hear it because of that sort of hollow thrumming, but you see that there's an elf-born woman with like soft brown hair, and there's a like more portly human with black greasy hair and a big mustache.
That's them, all right. Okay. And would I know if higher in the city means higher in like social rank, social hierarchy?
You wouldn't necessarily know that that's anything firmly established, but you could tell that like things looked a bit shittier on the lower levels and things look better on the higher ones.
Okay. Big man in armor talking to the people from the dream.
Are they the people from the dream?
Yeah, as far as I can remember. And
Do you have a dream about them?
No, I scryed on his dream about them.
Oh.
Try and keep up. So they're on the first level, the highest level. I can't really tell where we are, but we're just above the market. I don't really know where that is in the city, but we passed by it. They're in an inn up there. I'm assuming that's where they're staying.
Alright, so it would be more towards the, like, inner city. And that's good. We know we can, like, head back to the market and look there and see if we see where they were looking from. That would give us an exact building.
And I have to sell my knives anyway, so...
That's true. You made a bunch of knives.
I made 2, so...
You made 2 knives.
I made 2 knives.
All right. It's the late afternoon when you guys make it to the market district. From here, you're able to set up shop, and there's actually like a lot of space here. Like it's an open market, so you just find a table, set down some things, and you're trading within moments.
All right.
The rest of you guys, what are you doing?
I would have done my routine this morning, so I don't really need to do that.
Alchemy.
Yep, there's a like big like alchemical tent set up, and there's just like boxes on boxes of reagents. Anything you want, you can find here.
I'm gonna go for a walk. Just kind of aimless, getting the lay of the city and seeing what I see.
Okay. So as you're setting up, you unfurl your knives and like set out and start to haggle. There's a few people who sort of look and walk by and look and walk by before there's someone who seems interested enough. What specifically are you selling?
I'm selling 2 knives made out of the bear claws.
Okay.
And I have just a knife that I built when I was back home that I'm also selling.
Okay. What do they look like?
So the bear claw ones are kind of like, you know, the bears kind of has the bones in there, and I've kind of fused the bones together, and it just has that big old claw, kind of like a paring knife you'd use to cut vegetables and stuff. And then the standard knife, it's just a run-of-the-mill kind of, you know, boxy general purpose knife that you could maybe use in a pinch, but it's like these are tool knives, not necessarily stabby knives.
And are they enchanted?
They're not enchanted.
What are they valued at?
Bear knife is 5 silver. They're actually all 5 silver. One's 5.5, but yeah, like sorry, not 5 silver. 5 silver is a knife. Yeah, 5 silver.
Okay. There's someone who's looking to buy the bear claw knife, one of them for 5 silver. He's wondering if you can get both of them for 8.
Well, I mean, ordinarily, if this was an ordinary knife, I would be willing to part with that, but it is built by a master craftsman, me, and also we had to kill the bear with our
Wolf bear.
wolf bear. We killed apex wolf bear predator with our bare hands and nearly got killed in the process. So
My bare hands.
my bare
You
hands.
used a knife.
As you're walking around the market, you're making your way through. So you're making your way through the weaponry district, and you see that there's all kinds of stuff for sale. There's a bunch of like different looking pole arms and like large swords and little like quick small swords and that sort of stuff all hung up. Here and there's little bits of like bucklers and things like that, but no real armor in this area. It's a big enough market that the armor is elsewhere. You actually intercept this conversation about then, and you see Leland haggling with a dude.
So, long story short, I would be unwilling to part with these knives at such a low price.
How about 9 then?
I mean, I don't want to recount the whole story a second time, but
I'm gonna wander up and I'm just gonna start gazing at the knives as well. Like, I'm just pretending like I'm looking like an interested buyer, just kind of looking them over, do a little flip and do a little flip back kind of thing.
Can I help you?
Oh no, just browsing in the market for something new.
I thought I already gave you one.
Okay, roll deception.
If I lose this, I'm blaming it on you.
Are you saying you would like a second one?
If I lose this, I'm 100% blaming it on you, and it's gonna be great. That's a 5, so that's actually good. That's an 11. Thank
Okay.
you, Atypical.
So,
I'm gonna morph that into just like, well, I know I came by earlier and got one, but, I think I might want another just in case.
Well,
it's enough pressure that guy's willing to snap up the deal before you do. He's willing to pay a gold for both knives.
all right, I sell it to him.
All right.
I bet. All right.
I'm gonna put the knife back down and go, you know what? The first one was actually good enough. I don't think it's gonna dull anytime soon, and then I'm just gonna walk away and continue my stroll.
Okay. On your stroll, you walk past sort of like there's a curio district, and here you see that there's a bunch of like obviously made to look shadier than they are, like like so-called artifact, like little skull-looking things that are probably just tat. You see from where you're standing as you turn to the next like big alley that there's sort of like a couple levels above a big like arched gallery that looks out onto the marketplace in the center here. There's a number of balconies that all sort of pop out from it, almost like a hive.
Okay. Gonna start exploring around there. It seems cool.
You think you see the glint of metal. You're not sure.
Glint of metal. How? Like
just up there you saw like a flash, almost like if somebody were to like flash a coin near like a light from far away. Just like it catches your eye and it's gone.
Okay, I'm incredibly suspicious now.
You look across the street and you see that there's a like alchemy supplier, and Vesta's actually making her way through. What are you looking for?
I don't know. I'm just gonna look around, peruse, see if there's anything like cool and interesting, funny colors or.
I love Vesta so much.
So you see that a lot of these are like bulk local flowers that are being brought into market. Some of them are more rare, but they have everything you need. You've got your healing, standard stuff. You've got poisons, fire reagents, lightning, acid. You even see that there's like cold reagents that you can't really find very often. There's some that are even like air reagents and strange other things, or fulminates and things like that. You see also that they're selling a number of things like tools and vials and that sort of thing. One of them seems to be an embroidered sling, which is sort of made to fit, and they're selling a whole bunch of them, like these really cheap, like 2 detonate, like bomb vials.
Hmm. Very cool. Would we have any use of cold reagents?
If you want to make cold bombs.
Cold.
I mean, we
Well,
don't
what-
really know how they react to different things. We know that they don't like fire just like everyone else doesn't like fire. We know that they don't like poison just like everyone else doesn't like poison.
I have lots of poison reagents. Like an excessive amount.
Where did you get all of them?
I don't know. I've just been kind of collecting them and I haven't used
Vesta's
them yet.
secretly got a dark side going.
The last time Leland insulted my cooking.
I'll show him. I'm making the best bread he ever tasted.
The last bread.
The
you'll
last
ever
time I'll ever taste. Man.
Cold reagents. Very interesting. What are cold reagents? What are they? Are they like generally flowers?
You look down and it seems like all of these are sort of like a pale, like just lavender. They have sort of like a frosty tinge to them, and as you look closer, they seem to generate a very faint chill around them.
Very cool. Okay, how much for cold reagents?
You can buy them bulk, pretty much whatever you want to pay for, in terms of these would be like reagents to be used as crafting materials for alchemy.
Okay. Okay. How much reagent per bomb was it again? It was 4, wasn't it?
I'll
Five,
double
probably.
check because it
Four.
depends on the type of bomb.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I can help Vesta like helped you.
Leland still has no idea what you were there for. It's like,
He doesn't get it.
what? Why are you...
Why are you trying to buy my? This whole purpose of this is that I get money so I can buy
Yeah, like,
mercenaries.
I gave you
So-
a knife, and it was very emotional.
It would cost you about 8 coppers worth of reagents to make a cold
Oh
bomb.
yeah, I do have a bear knife.
You do?
I thought I just gave you my hunting knife.
I gave you a knife back.
Okay. Oh man, I should have pulled that out and be like, yeah, but.
Man.
2. I'm gonna get 2. 2, like enough for 2.
So
Bombs.
1 gold, 6 silvers worth of, 1 silver, 6 coppers worth of cold reagents. Because they're 8 copper each, so 16.
3.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get 3.
I see. Interesting. We're
So-
going up to 24.
24. Yes.
So 2 silver, 4 copper.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna do it. Okay.
Interesting.
I do like how me and Chelsea have completely different shirts off camera, but on camera they just look like the same color.
With your hearing, which is better than most, as you're making your way out after making this purchase, as you leave the tent, you hear an echoing in the vague direction that same sort of gallery was. It sounds familiar, sort of throaty, like a kind of chuckle.
I go over there. Sneakily. Not too sneakily.
It
but
was very
casual.
far away.
Okay. I walk towards it.
Fly casually.
Casually.
As you turn a corner, you see that there's sort of like this big, almost like a series of like balconies, like all archways, almost like a nest in a corner. It's the same one you saw before. There's a couple figures sort of like standing there on the edge of one of the balconies looking out onto the market, but you can't figure out who they are from that distance. You can't really see much, but you could probably make out like the color of what they're wearing or their rough like stance.
I try to memorize as much as I can about them. Like I give them a good look. Because of that, I recognize the laugh.
Okay, so you sort of squint and try to get a better look. You notice that one of them is wearing red, generally like human-sized, probably a bit bigger figured. One of them is seemingly wearing like plate armor or something. It's not steel, it looks a bit darker, maybe a bit yellower.
Okay.
Shorter, maybe like dwarfborn or something. And then one of them, you can't really see, looks like a dress. Maybe an elfborn, you're not sure.
Okay. I go back to the market and try to find other people, everybody else.
Okay, you walk through the weapons district as someone else is looking up at that last little knife that you've got.
It's well made.
Sturdy, tool knife.
Mm-hmm.
What's it worth to you?
5 silver.
Yeah, fair. He offers it. He offers 5 silver to you.
I appreciate your willingness to pay full price and not heckle.
Eh. Guy just goes like, "Oh, waste your time. I don't buy stuff a lot." He picks it up and wanders off.
All right.
I go up to you.
Oh.
Because you don't have any knives, like you're
I don't have
packing up,
knives.
eh?
Yeah.
I'm like, people that you saw in your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Guy in armor?
Yes.
Girl dress?
Yes.
Guy in red?
Did he have a mustache?
I don't know.
Yes.
I know where they are!
Are they above the market?
Yes.
Do they look like they're leaving anytime soon?
I don't know. They were on a
Wow.
balcony. Hanging out. Talking, laughing. Where's Silas?
He's wandering.
Somewhere.
At this point, you've made your way like to the base of this thing, like towards that side of the market. And you can see that there's actually like a very well guarded door, like a very finely made, like dark wooden one. There's something written in, it looks like Westron engraved over the archway of the door.
I do not speak Westron.
There's a number of people walking around.
I could ask what it says, but I have a feeling people here would just judge me. My social anxiety is kicking in. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I'm gonna go up towards, like, the door, just non-threatening, just staring up at the sign, kind of squinting like I'm trying to read it, but I can't.
One of the guards responds in trader tongue. Pavilions, nobles, invitation only.
Is that what the sign says?
Sign just says pavilions.
Oh. Well, thank you for the information. And I'm just gonna walk away.
You wander off and eventually circle back to return to the group.
Sylvester's found the LDs.
Is
Yes.
that what we're calling them now? LDs?
Yeah, but
You-
you have a better idea?
You didn't notice sunset because of the way that the city's built, but it's definitely like twilight. There's lamps that are starting to be lit, but they don't necessarily need to be. There's a darker sky above.
Well,
Maybe evening.
well, we could probably head back and grab some supper and discuss our plans of action.
I like that plan.
Okay, let's do that.
I don't
I'm gonna-
think anyone's going to be spying on us, considering it's an inn with rat folk. They don't seem to like giving beast folk business.
All the same, I'm probably going to ward the rooms.
All right.
I point out where I saw them, like the building that I saw them in.
Same one.
Same one with the door. Yeah. Okay. I know where the entrance is.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Wandering is a good thing.
Now we know. All right, let's head back to the inn.
Okay, you guys make your way back right around when it seems like the innkeeper's in the middle of making something. There's a big sort of like pan that was put into an oven, but you don't really see what's inside before there's a latch that's put up. The innkeeper sort of like whoof, goes like that with an apron, and there's a big like poof of flour that goes across the entire room.
Are you making bread?
Maybe.
I love bread.
He's very good at
And then I
that.
start talking about bread.
Yeah, she
Like,
just sort of like toddles up and starts talking about how like she's trying to find. She was like fought to find this place because it's the best like moisture for the sourdough, and just starts going and going and going.
I'm
Yeah.
going to go up to the rooms and start warding them.
All right, give me some rolls. Blue offers to do half of them.
Okay.
I'm basking in the nostalgia of Vesta talking about bread in a kitchen.
Which rooms are you warding?
Warding my room and their rooms.
Okay, roll for it.
Okay, the first one's a 10. Or no, 14.
14 for you.
Yep. And a... Oh, sucks to you. Sucks to be you guys.
Well, no, I'm in a different room. That's Vesta's room.
Oh, yeah, so that's a wagon. That is a 12 for Vesta's wagon room.
Okay. So then you'd be with...
I'm with Red. On the second floor.
So then you're in a separate room.
You also want to go to Salas's room, or sorry, Selma's room.
No,
Blue's
got it.
Oh, Blue's got it. Okay.
Yeah. I trust Blue more.
Oh, why didn't you ask Blue to do your room then?
Blue is doing my
Yeah,
room.
Blue is doing his room.
Oh,
He did your room.
Yeah, well, I did the wagon's room. Like, I didn't mean the wagon.
Rude.
Well, Leland kind of is.
This is what we've learned.
This is what we've learned. He's kind of become a dick ever since he left home.
Right. You finish doing your rituals by the time it seems like the bread is ready. Well, it's hot. It's not really ready. It needs to sit there for a bit before it's something you can really chomp into.
I'm still talking to the innkeeper about bread. We're having a great time.
You're talking a lot about bread. Maybe you should show her how you make it in our village.
Sure. Like,
Just saying, the sun's kind of going down, and bread takes a bit to make.
Yeah, she's willing to let you use the ingredients.
awesome. I whip up some bread. I show her the way that we do it with our limited resources, and
Yeah, give me some rolls. Craft baker.
yeah, craft baker. Ooh, I actually have
Right.
like a lot
It's
of
bread, so it's +5 of ingredients.
Ooh.
Ooh, that was a really bad roll.
Ooh.
Yikes.
The first bread roll of the game, and it's...
Okay, so it's 8, and then you said +5?
Yep.
13.
13. Okay, so by the time yours is done, and your bread doesn't really need to cool the same way the other one does, like the other one needs to sit for like a bit, you're ready to crack into both of them. One of them is a wild wheat loaf. The other one that you made is a northern grain loaf. So whereas the other one is like reaped flour from the fields, this one, like, you need to grind down seeds from a couple of bushes and like crops that can grow in the hardy area.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is a lot denser and nourishing on the road, and it's got a much more like woodsy taste, whereas the other one's like a rich, almost more like a desserty, crunchy bread. It's got more fluff.
I take a... I guess, like, if we're eating the bread now, or are we admiring it?
I don't need to eat right now, but at the same time, the nostalgia is killing me. So, I think I'm not gonna like.
Take a little bit of a munch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking a little bit of a chomp.
I take a little bit of a chomp of Vesta's bread, and I go, mmm. That is very good bread.
Yeah, if anybody's tired, there's 14? 13? What do you roll?
13.
13.
It's 13 health's worth of the share of the bread to spread around, and
Yeah, like if Salus is nice and coiled
11
up.
of the other one.
Like if he's nice and coiled up at the table, he's now just like, just slinking into more of a coil.
I take a bite of the other bread and go, mmm, that's also very good bread. Man, 2 breads. Could life
One
get
Leland.
better? 2 breads, 1 Leland.
There's the clattering as you guys finish up your food of a group of adventurers leaving from some of the other rooms. She runs off to go and clean things out and get things ready in case anybody else shows up.
Okay, I head into my room. Go to bed, I guess. Go to bed
I
early.
want to talk to the adventurers before they head out.
Like their bags in hand and everything, like they basically already having decided when to leave, just go like trudge, 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 go.
Hey, do you know slam?
Hey, have you heard anything about LDs?
I'd like to talk about our Lord and Savior.
Leland Christ.
Church of Leland.
The Church of Leland.
The Church of Knives.
The Church of Knives. Have you sharpened your
You
knife?
feel like a type of like ringing in like your magical senses. Both of your wards just crumbled.
Oh, shit.
Not like at the same time as they left, but like maybe good like 15 minutes later.
Shit.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go. Do I know if there's any way to break a scry, or is that just like bang? It's just happening.
You'd
now?
basically like recast a ward to push it away. But scries don't last long. They can only like stand for about a minute or so before they falter.
Then I'm gonna stay for about a minute, looking idle, looking like I'm not really up to much. I'm gonna say out loud, man, sure hope I sell some good knives on this knife excursion.
But you already sold all your knives.
And I'm gonna make more knives and then sell them, because that's why we're in town, is to sell knives. You know how it is, selling knives. I say this in the room. I go into my room and then say this, staring at a wall, I guess.
Just Leland in the wall.
Yeah.
Can't wait to sell some
What
knives.
are all of you guys doing during this period?
I'm like in bed, like going to
Yeah,
sleep.
I'm
Okay.
probably getting ready to retire.
Then after a minute or two, I'm like, well, I fooled him real good.
You might want to set up your wards again.
The thing is, like, they don't look through your eyes, right? Like, they look at, like, the... Like,
They don't really get to choose how they look.
So, like, but anyway, like, they would just see you looking at a wall.
Which is probably even better.
No, you see, I set up my ward not so that nobody can look, but if they do look in, they have to look, like, directly at a weird angle, like from the floor looking up, so it's real disorienting.
They get to see the full wet goat.
Yeah, it's like a...
The musk.
musk. Yeah, it's a musk cam.
Okay,
but,
should we put the word back up?
yeah, well, I'm going to go talk to Blue first. Once a minute has passed, and I think they stop
Yeah.
scrying, Blue, did your words break?
No, I think mine held up.
Oh, yeah, mine broke. Could you help me make them better?
Oh, yes, I suppose I could.
Thanks, Blue.
I want to know what
Don't
they're
tell Salas about this, please.
Alright, give me a roll.
I want to know what they're scrying on.
Us? Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like what
Well, that's an 18.
physically are they scrying on?
Well, if they broke both of the wards, you know, probably one of them was the wagon.
Probably.
18 and 14.
Alright.
So they know we're here. I'm going to gather everybody and tell them what happened.
I mean, do they know that we're in Delta?
They probably know we're in Delta.
Probably. Like, I wouldn't put it past them.
I mean, like, the only way they would know is if we were looking at windows.
Well, I'm going to look
Or
in...
they saw us as we walked through the market, to which they were above.
Yeah.
I'm going to look in the two rooms and see if there's anything particularly identifiable, or if they just kind of look like very generic.
They're just kind of rooms.
There's no windows or no big sign that says, "Welcome to Happy Mandy's Happy Home."
Which two rooms did you ward again? Like, which one's in the structure?
Mine, so it was the ground floor.
One
Ground floor one doesn't have a
one
window?
and three?
Yeah,
I
1 and
think?
3.
Yeah.
The one on the third floor has windows.
Gonna look out the window and see if there's anything distinctive.
This one's in the front of the building, so you can see out onto the street. From here, it looks like it's just sort of evening business. People wandering around. There's a couple people sort of like getting ready to go from tavern to tavern drinking. There's a number of travelers around here. There's a couple of people with like merchant carts who are setting up in the street at night.
So kind of identifiable.
I'm gonna close. Is there a curtain or a shutter that I can close on that window?
Yeah, there's shutters.
Okay, I'm doing that. I'm taking that precaution right away.
Yeah, before we all turn in, I'm gonna go up to Elbjorn and just be like, you got the tallest room with the balcony. Just
Keep
keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should do watches tonight, just to be safe.
Yeah, I don't mind if you guys use my balcony when you're on watch.
And I would like to make a ward for what's the innkeeper's name?
The innkeeper is blue. Also.
Also Blue. I would like to make a ward for Blue to break protect against Lifedrinkers, just in
Roll it.
case. Blue, do you have like a bread knife or something that's small you could keep on your person?
Yep, she goes in and takes out a little paring knife and like passes it to you.
That's a good roll. Okay, that's a 20.
She gets
20.
the good roll.
She gets a good ward roll.
The innkeeper.
Listen, if that innkeeper dies, Leland will never forgive himself.
Do warts
Looks like
stay
I have a
on like forever? Like once you put them up?
They fade over time.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 20 on the innkeeper. So, we know where they... I'm also going to ask her, Blue, do you know anything about... Is it the pavilion? Just pavilions?
Pavilion that's only allowed for nobles and people with invites.
Oh yeah, that's where everybody is when they run the city. That's where you have to go if you need to make any petitions. Usually, visiting people who are important who need to talk might get a room up there, but otherwise people usually have to come down here.
But if you need to make a petition, and how you do that is going in there. How do you get in there to do a petition?
Invite.
Yeah.
So you have to be invited to petition things?
Yes.
Or you have to go during regular hours.
What are their
Usually
regular
there's one day a
hours?
week where they accept them.
What day is that?
Oh, usually that's, they announce it week to week, it's rescheduled. The next one's 2 days from now?
Blue, do you have any strong friends?
At this point, Celis is just like...
Any strong, combat-oriented folk that may or may
Red?
not be...
Wrong Blue.
Other Blue. The innkeeper Blue.
Not really.
So we're looking
Where's...
Unfortunately, Vesta's already in bed, so
Yeah. No, where's like the mercenary guild or something like that?
Mercenary Guild would be on the other side of town on this level. You could probably find people to do, guard work if you go below, but I don't really trust them. If you're looking for anything really important like the military or big merc groups, you want to go to the level above.
Okay.
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 So
Thank you, Blue. Your bed was very good.
Vesta's already sleeping.
So who's on first watch?
I'll take it.
In case your wards break again.
Keep my words break again.
All right, you don't feel any pressure on them for a little bit. Who's on second?
I'll take second.
Okay. On second watch, remind me, do you have hearing loss?
No.
Or you had the other one?
Nope. I didn't take any of those.
Okay.
I was going to take a drawback for hearing loss, but I decided against it.
Okay.
I'm waiting for one more life drinker to life drink me before I go that route.
So you're out on the balcony, sort of keeping an eye out, and you hear before you see it. There's a big group of people that go from place to place. They're a few streets over, but here and there, between the buildings, you can see them pass. It looks like it's a group of guards, town guards.
Okay. That seems normal to have a patrol. Alright. I will pay it no mind. For now.
For now.
Yeah.
They end up coming back around to the street that you're on. They're a little ways off near the edge of where you can see them, and you see that they're going from inn to inn, sort of inquiring about the people inside.
It's nighttime, so does their voice carry at all?
It does.
What are they saying?
You can only hear tone. You don't have the hearing to really pick up the details, but you can tell that whatever they're talking about, there's a decent bit of intimidation going on. There's people being pushed around. You can see that lights are going on in rooms as they make their way up the buildings and then come back out, and then they go to the next tavern. They don't seem to have brought anyone with them, but there's been disgruntled noises and arguments.
I'm probably gonna prep by waking people.
You gonna wake us?
Yeah.
Okay.
If My logic is they are a group of guards, and the nobles probably have, like, they're probably in the nobles' pocket. So, let's... and be ready. Like, I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but we have to be ready for that possibility.
Okay. Do we want to let Blue in on this, or do we trust her?
Oh, Blue the innkeeper. No, let Blue be oblivious to everything.
Yeah.
So you guys are staying where you are?
Like, we're not asking her to harbor us.
Yeah. Well, do we want to evacuate? Do we want to sneak out? Is there roof access?
No, I don't think we do.
Roof? From where you are on the balcony, it would be difficult, but you could probably get to other balconies, but like from here it isn't really roofs, like it goes up to the next level and then it's like flat top.
How
arches.
many guards as well?
Now that they're getting closer, you can more make out what they're saying because they're like at the next inn over doing this. It looks like it's a group of about 10 of them.
Okay, a group of about 10 of them. What else can I make out from what they say?
It seems that they're looking for someone. They say something about a group of adventurers. Before long, they start describing you.
Okay, yep, nope. Do we want to stay and fight 10 guards, or do we want to evacuate? We won't be able to get the carriage out stealthily.
No.
Well, what do you think you should do, Salas?
I can fight them.
Or you guys could leave. I could stay.
No.
I could do a convince that I'm by myself. I have 4 points in convince.
Well, if you want to do that,
And then tie my ears back and put on some like different clothes. Like I could put on one of your clothings. You know, seem
My
really
clothing will not.
disgruntled.
I'm a snake. My clothing will not fit.
It sounds like they finished up at the next tavern over. You guys have got to start getting into position.
Get out. I'll do it. I'll do the convince.
Are you sure?
Where
Yes.
do we get out?
Just, I don't know, go back for a
There's a
minute.
back door.
Yeah, just go stand out back for a minute.
Alright, I'll stay out back, but I'm being...
Did they describe blue and red and Selma?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to talk to the innkeeper. I'm going to talk to the innkeeper
All right.
really quickly.
We're like sneaking out the back then. In that case,
Yeah,
and I'm like positioning myself so that I can still hear what's going on and react in an instant, but also being invisible.
And and we got blue and red and Selma in on the action.
Okay.
That's what I'm
So
doing.
I talk to the innkeeper. I want to like go to her really quickly. I want to tell her if the guards come here, just say that like I'm here
Clatter.
by
The door opens. There's a group of guards that enter in. So you guys are like huddled around the back door on the outside listening, or are you...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I am. They can stay further back.
Yeah.
I then loudly like very casually change it to like, yeah, so my bed sheets, I think I need another one. It's kind of cold. Like,
One of the guards interrupts. We're looking for some people. We just need to look through some things. It won't take long. Blue just looks and it's like, what? He's like, can I get your names? Daisy Lee Blue? And yours?
Chelsea.
Right? Chelsea,
Green.
what's the last one?
Greenwater.
Greenwater, right.
Better than yellow water, I guess.
You feel pressure on one of your wards. You don't know which one. The door clatters open as they go and check your room. One of the guards walks up and just like mentions something to the captain, who just sort of nods. They leave the room alone and they go up the floor. They go through some other rooms and then you feel pressure on another one of your wards.
Not my wards.
The guards come back down with a groggy, sleepy-looking Elbjorn.
But Elbjorn was in that room with us.
Was he?
He was in the balcony. I thought he would have been the first person I woke up.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then he's with you guys. Okay.
Like, literally, I would have been on the balcony and been like,
Elbjorn.
Elbjorn. Like if we have and like if we have Blue and all the other ones, he was in the room with Selma, so like we would have woken up Elbjorn.
Then
He's hurt. He needs to sleep.
It's fine.
yeah, they make their way down. The captain sort of looks up to you and starts asking questions. He goes, "So, are you traveling with anyone right now? I see you've got the sedan sort of tucked in that room."
It's actually just me. I have been, like, a friend of mine has been wanting me to sell his knives for him, and I'm supposed to be meeting up with him, just down the road at another village.
Okay. All right. And do you know anybody else who is staying here today?
I don't. I got here, I bought some alchemy reagents, and I went right to bed. I'm really tired.
Roll convince.
Oh god.
Bake some bread.
Bread. Scouted out some. Oops.
Okay. 6.
Stock some nobles.
Plotted to overthrow. My best friends
17.
are salaciously
17. So you talk about the things you did that day, and you're being perfectly honest. You're talking about things you did that day. You're just neglecting to mention some of them, and you pad out time, and he doesn't really notice. He starts talking to Innkeeper Blue. Right, so you've got a lot of rooms where there's people's things, but there don't seem to be people staying there tonight. She's like, people going out in the taverns like, this late at night. She seems to freeze a bit.
Yeah, I saw like a couple adventurers just kind of like leaving. I don't know. They seemed like a little bit drunk. I don't know. I was trying to get some sleep, but like.
Roll deceive.
Oh man, this isn't gonna be a very good. I only have 1 dot. I need to start putting dots into
Salus's hand moves to his chain.
8.
Oh, yeah, sounds right. You know how adventurers are. Right, next one. They leave this one alone.
Man, that's stressful.
Yeah.
I give Blue like a solid nod.
She just sort of goes like, "Now that's king questions."
I go back to bed very casually.
And we give it a minute and then enter back in. To make sure they're not like, surprise, motherfucker!
Still here!
Still here. Right. The night ends and the new day dawns.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool.
So they're looking for us.
Yes.
Okay. So
The next morning, I know it doesn't like mean much, but I'm gonna give her an extra silver. I'm giving Blue just an extra silver in the morning, just to be like a yeah.
Definitely notices and nods and accepts it.
Yeah.
Man.
As sort of the morning begins, there's a number of sailors who come in and rent inns here, deckhands who are going from ship to ship. You hear them complaining about their way into the city. It sounds like there's some sort of checkpoint at the docks, they said.
Okay, so leaving is gonna be hard. Looks like they didn't prepare fast enough to catch us.
Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure, we have to figure out how to get into the pavilion.
second thing, that's for sure, we're gonna have to figure out how to get out of the pavilion.
Well, I imagine getting out of the pavilion involves just murdering a lot of people.
Right,
But-
but then we have to figure out how to get out of the town, the city.
Are we? So what's the what's the plan? Do we want to just go into the pavilion guns blazing, or like what are we doing?
Well, Salas does, but
Both of
No.
the awards weaken, but hold up. They lose 21 points.
Ooh.
ooh,
They had an extra 21 from Blue, so it's
Okay.
what you rolled initially, so the 14 and the 18.
ooh.
Maybe add some beef to those wards.
Is that something I can do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna spend the morning maintaining the wards.
Yep. Blue's working on the other ones.
Not the best roll, but
Okay,
Blue's way
so,
better at this than you.
so what's our plan?
ooh.
I think our main plan should be figuring out how to get into that pavilion, because more than likely there's like gotta be some way in. Maybe through like underneath. Might be able to
Underneath.
get in there.
Well, it sounds like it's a public place. Maybe we can forge some sort of deceit, as though we're there to, what was it, petition. This place is going to be so heavily guarded.
What's our plan? We want to go into the pavilion to do what?
Kill them.
Murder Lifedrinkers.
Like, okay. So
We should buy some boxes.
do we like I don't think to do that we want to go in guns blazing. I think it should be more of an assassination mission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that leaves you two out of it.
Well, yeah.
What
That
are you
le-
implying?
That leaves Red and I.
Well,
I'm saying that you take up a lot of space,
Mhm.
and you're not exactly subtle in like anything.
I don't like what you're implying.
Well, we could be, like distractions, but I honestly think that like we can't go in there guns blazing. There's going to be guards, and it's not a fight that we can win.
Yeah, I concur with that.
Maybe there's someone in the market who would have architectural plans for the pavilion that would help us plan this.
The innkeeper walks up and sort of just tugs on the edge of your gambeson. There's more guards outside than there used to be.
Oh, fuck.
Are they looking for someone, or are they just like...
Stationed, I think.
I'm gonna, without like trying to reveal myself, just kind of like peek out the window, just kind of like, eh.
You see that like the places you would expect guards, like every here and there, are walking along where there would be one or two. There's now like 5.
Okay, so they know they're definitely looking for us. They are definitely looking for us.
Blue. What's the word on the street about public executions? Is there sort of a fair trial system in this particular civilization?
Well, there are executions, public ones. You usually get a trial at the hands of the nobles. What do you define as fair?
Having not committed any crimes.
Well, they have to be able to say you committed a crime. But, I mean, if they just do it, you can't really stop them.
Yeah, that's...
And they could easily lie, right?
Yeah.
So,
Exit plans for the building, out the back, checking out the back for an exit that is not guarded.
She sort of looks around and goes, if this is serious, you won't tell anyone about what I show you, right?
Absolutely
Not a
not.
word.
absolutely.
Alright, she goes into your room. Pulling aside your bed, there's a small latch. Looking inside, you see that it's a rickety attic-looking thing. There's a few little, like, dormer sort of things with little windows that look out, and as you clamber down into the room and
I
look
give
through
a little
them,
hug before we go in.
below, from here you can see the level below. It seems like you're at the top of an inn below here. She sort of gestures for you guys to come back, and after going all the way up to your room on the 4th floor with the balcony, you actually go out on the balcony, and there's a little, like, bit of gutter. It loosens, and then you see that there's a hidden latch. You open it, there's a ladder, and climbing up, you're in the cellar of a fine-looking tavern on the floor above, on the level above.
Interesting.
Okay, that really helps.
So we can get into the upper pavilion, but not the pavilion itself. Like, we can get to the upper levels, but not the upper pavilion.
And if we go into the upper levels, we're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Actually, not me, because I have cool clothes. I specifically purchased... before we left, I specifically purchased fine clothes.
Yeah, you'd be able to blend in.
So I've been carrying these from day one.
I just have a cloak and warm clothes, but, like, my cloak is meant to conceal myself, but I don't think it's going to conceal the fact that I'm Pythona. Like, that's just how that works.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the way I walk. Or don't.
Or
Doesn't matter.
Don't walk. Yeah.
Slither.
Well, I think I could pass as a merchant. I do have a knack for it, after all.
You have seen other Pythona around here.
Like, yeah.
We just can't be together.
Well, that makes things even worse.
What's the plan? Like,
we need to find a way to get in there. Yeah, we're fine in here right now because there's no guards actively knocking on everyone's door like last night.
But they're going to be back again.
Yeah, but they're going to be back, and we have to figure out a way to get into the pavilion so that we can kill the Lifedrinkers. That's just what we got to do.
So, can I roll politics to see what an average wage for a mercenary would be?
Go for it.
That's a
Solid.
7.
A bit more than standard trade wages, so probably about 6 silver a day.
Okay. And does this place have a sort of a seedy underbelly from the sounds of things? Where perhaps...
Yeah, you saw a latch that goes down to it.
I'm thinking we hire some assassins. We're not experts in this field.
Well, speak for yourself.
Well, what's your plan to get in?
Well, I don't know the plan for you guys to get in, but I can plan to get in.
I mean... Okay. I think we should hire some outside help for this one.
I'm not opposed to it.
So I think we should, because I know that we're here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should pack up and head down a level where there's less guards, easier to blend in, and potentially people willing to help for money, obviously. But
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. Only problem is the cart. Unless we keep paying her to just store the cart here.
I mean, it's a room. Like,
there's a room.
we just rent the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I run this plan by Elbjorn, Red, Selma, and Blue.
You seem to be fine with it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
And down you go. Making your way through the halls of the tavern at the floor below, you hear the sounds of fighting and feasting and something else that starts with an F.
Flatulence.
Of course, that's definitely what I meant.
Yeah.
Before you get out onto the streets here, as you get to the first level, however, you see that like about a foot deep on the first level where like the tavern is, it's just wet. There's a bunch of people sitting at the tables, but like their feet are up on the tables and everyone's doing it. The innkeeper doesn't seem to mind. There's just sloshing as they make their way around, like wading through the water with drinks. There's a heave as you push open the door, and it seems like here you're there next to the canals, and you hear the sloshing of a whole group of bailers all around you right now going whoonk and trying to get all this water out from the recent tide.
Ew.
Yeah. No one said that the Undercity of Delta was nice.
Yeah.
Looks like it's Musk time again.
Okay,
Musk
so
o'clock.
Musk o'clock.
let's go to the general area where she said mercenaries were.
Yeah.
That was across the town on the level above
Well,
us.
yeah, but there's also just seedy underbelly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point we can just say, hey, want to hire people, and people will just raise their hand.
Is there a job board?
There's some here and there. You make your way through like the lower levels, trying to find where people would be working. It's dark here. The lanterns are lit all day long because really not a lot of light makes its way down here. There's a number of people who are working to like ship goods from the river, like the river docks to the outer docks and back through the canals underneath the city. Before too long, you get to a rougher bar where it seems like there's a bit on the inside that's been cleared off for people to fight each other. On the edge, you see that there's people who have set up sort of market stalls inside the tavern, like just on tables and chairs, selling weapons and armor and that sort of thing. There's a couple of different groups that are sort of like sitting there, leaning against walls, holding up their banners, waiting for people to walk up to them.
I don't want to be a dick, but could you describe some of the banners? Is there any that look particularly sneaky?
There's a couple of them. One of them's like red and black, just like a slash like that, and the slash itself has like a wiggling golden snake going through it.
Ooh.
I'm partial to the snake.
I can see that, and I see why.
There's one that's a purple eye on a blue field, and another one that is a white rampart on a red field.
Well, I am part ram, so a rampart seems kind of calling to me, but let's go with the golden snake.
I'm snake.
You are snake.
I like snake. I appreciate their love of snake.
All right.
So, do we want to...
It's a group of 10 fighters who are willing to go after people depending on what they're worth. They say that they'll get a name and they'll find out who they are, but they won't ask too many questions.
10 fighters is a lot. I think that might be outside of her. Well, it's 6 gold for a day. Well, no, they're doing bounties. And I'm just saying, no, your establishment is doing bounties, correct?
Yeah, it'd be a day's work for a merc group.
And a few questions asked. Well, we don't have a lot of answers. And trying to explain our motives would be difficult at best.
What are your opinions on the pavilion?
How well do you know that particular...
Double.
That seems fair.
It's like, yeah, that's what I thought. All right.
That seems fair. Do you know any particular groups that would maybe specialize in that sort of area of town, or is this sort of a free-for-all when it comes to merc groups?
Well, I mean, anybody's willing to try. It depends on how much you're willing to pay to have people succeed. I reckon what you should be paying is double, so that's what I offer.
I like your straightforward approach.
So it'd be 12 gold in all if you want that done.
Barter? Like, I can't barter, but I'm not going to barter.
I don't have...
Yeah.
I have social skill, I don't have
I have
barter.
5 gold.
I have 4.
What do you
That's
have?
9.
6.
That'd make 15.
Yeah, but we can also pitch in from the entire group. Because I would prefer not to go broke, because after that I have 8 copper.
No, I hear that. Is Blue down here with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's splishing and splashing.
Yep, the whole group's with you still.
Do we want to just, hire people to kill this guy? It's Kree, right?
No, it's not Kree. It's
The NPCs altogether are willing to fork in 6 gold to help you out.
And it's not necessarily that we need them to kill them.
We need to get in.
Yeah. We
And
need a distraction.
Having a small army would be very beneficial.
Yeah. 10 people attacking is a very good distraction for, say, 7 people to sneak in the back.
Can I roll?
Or underneath. Because as we have learned, there are underneaths.
Well, before we do this particular hire, how do you feel about knives?
We got some, we could always use more.
I have Omen Watcher. How do I feel about these people?
These people, you have a good feeling about how they'll be able to perform. You don't have the best feeling.
Well, it seems rude to shop around, but
like Snake.
So like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that there are... The thing is, they've really doubled down on guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we can't go anywhere in the city without the guards being like, hey, what you doing? You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It might be too risky for us to just, like, why would we just go into the pavilion to kill, like, this one specific guy?
3 specific people.
3 specific people. Like, I guess they're probably higher ups in the vampire group, but I don't know. It's a very big risk, you know. And I'm not seeing why we're doing it.
Same reason we killed those bears is because they're evil and they're gonna hurt people.
But there are other Lifedrinkers that are evil and are going to hurt people.
And we're getting to them.
But
Isn't
we
that
don't
why
know
we
where
were-
they are.
But isn't that why we're going to New Farm Market?
So you're saying ignore these guys and keep on our merry way?
I'm
I mean,
saying, like, they're
If the
good.
heat's too hot and we already have a place we're going to be ambushing them.
Yeah, like, we already are.
So, do we just, like, check on them every day to check and see if they've left and then try and ambush them on the road? Or
I
like,
think we
what?
should almost leave the city and just keep going, because they're going to eventually go. They're on their way into to the same place, right?
There's a whistle near the door. You hear, like in trader tongue, guard raid, 3 taverns down, get ready.
Oh, that's probably us.
Is there a back door?
Are there, like, people scurrying?
Like half of the people are scurrying, half of them are trying to like play it cool or don't have a reason to scurry.
I say we scurry.
Scurry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, scurry. We leave.
Well, I, like, say to the guy, like, we'll be back to talk business.
He nods. As you make your way out, you're in this back alley and you see them and can get away from them before they can see you, but you see the guard patrol has people at the back doors of the tavern that they're checking right now.
Let's go in the opposite direction.
But we're, like, trying to scurry out the back door of the tavern. And the front door
Of the tavern that they're at. Correct?
Yeah, they're at a different
yeah.
tavern.
They're at a
You guys
different
are just
tavern.
seeing that they're like checking the back doors too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say we
Cloak up, and yeah, let's go.
I say we get back up to our cart,
Okay.
stay, and then try
But
to
how
get
do
out
we
of the
leave?
city.
Like, we can't leave because the guards are looking for us.
Mm-hmm. One
Well,
at a time.
if we...
We don't leave as a group. I'll take the cart, or I guess you'll have to take the cart, because I wouldn't be able to carry it.
It's not that heavy. Now, if we kill them, we've tripled the heat.
As you walk by, there's someone who notices you, and as they're walking, and then they sort of like backpedal. You see that they're holding a scroll or some sort of paper rolled up, and they go, "Hey, 2 copper, and I'll show you a picture of you. This is something you might want to know."
I give him 2 copper.
Yeah, he passes you the piece of paper and wanders off.
But, like, what does it look like?
You unfurl it, and it's a long one. You see a picture. Wanted. All of you. It says, for murder of a noble, harassment of 2 others, all parties wanted for low treason.
Ooh.
So we're not getting out of the city. Like, at all. There's no way we would be able to leave the walls of the city.
So, we're in a real pickle.
I say we dress differently, change our hair, you know,
I don't have hair.
put my ears down, you know, mess up my hair a little bit, leave one at a time, give different
we
names.
won't be. They have our descriptions. They have pictures of us. There is no way we can all get out. You can change your appearance and you can smooth talk, but I I'm stuck in scaly goodness.
Now,
Okay, well let's get back to the inn. Can we get back to our original inn?
Yep, you guys are able to get to the one in the low district and then get through the hatch up to the one that you're supposed to go to.
Okay.
I say we need to find a secondary entrance into the pavilion before we attack with the guards.
do we want to do this? Do we want to attack them?
I don't think we should.
But we can't do anything. We can't escape the city because we're wanted for murder. They keep trying to scry us, and eventually they'll get through. They'll find where we are and send guards to our location, and I just reminded Will that he can do that.
You reminded me that it's been long enough.
So, do we want to attack?
You feel a 24 pressing against your guards. Do they break?
One of them is 24.
Then it would just falter.
Ooh!
We are all in the room,
Ooh.
in the basement room, right?
You guys would be on the first floor, having come through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all in the basement room, which doesn't have a window.
No, we'd be on the first floor, which probably doesn't have a window, I'm assuming.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn to Blue and say, what do you think we should do? If we attack now, I feel like we have a good chance of taking out 3 of them, but I don't know if we'll be able to get out of the city again.
I don't think we'd be able to get up to making an attack. Well, I mean, we could try and smuggle ourselves out, but otherwise, if it's a low treason charge, we might be able to talk our way out. High treason is death. Low is usually something like exile and banishment. And this project, we can continue outside of these borders. What if we just ride this through? Bjorn just, chortles at that and goes, yeah, we're doing that. Of course we're doing that.
Was that sarcasm, Elbjorn? Or genuine?
Yes, I don't think we should be walking into the nest full of evil things that want to kill us.
I look at his leg and I go, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Okay, let's just get out of here.
I think we should.
Begrudgingly agree. I'm just remaining silent in this.
Okay,
So we have to think of a way to get out of the city.
well,
We should pack our things at least.
Or
Yeah.
at least, yeah.
I don't think we're going to be able to go by wagon. Okay.
I want to do something dumb. I'm gonna sneak into the Undercity and try and be as, nondescript and just,
Person?
person as possible as I walk through, and I'm gonna try and walk towards where the pavilion would be above us.
Oddly enough, you see that around here there's a big open area. You're not sure why. It looks like just sort of a dark pool until you see something going from above.
Dark pool, how?
Like dark water, but you see things floating in the water and it doesn't smell like water.
I'm leaving.
Yes.
That's what's under the pavilions on the bottom level.
Yeah, okay. I was hoping for something like trapdoor.
Now, I'm going to argue with you. There's a guaranteed opening of some sort.
You were correct. But can we reach it because it's a giant open space?
Yeah, how high up is the
Well, this level, outside of what's been submerged, they've sort of retrofit things. It was 4 stories, but they've lost the 3rd one.
Okay.
Or the 4th one, so it's 3 stories, and then a submerged level.
Second counterpoint, I don't think your fat ass could fit where their fat asses are currently sitting.
That's a fair point.
I think we should leave the city.
I agree. Now, how to do that?
I'm gonna slink back, incredibly disappointed. Like, I basically left them to discuss this while I would go in.
Okay.
The walls
Look at
are
the undercity.
like the wall. Like there's walls on the city, right?
Yeah.
Could leave by boat.
Could leave by boat.
Could pretend to be boat workers, people who work on the boats.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We could just become boat workers.
Yeah.
We could... I think we're going to have to smuggle ourselves out.
Smuggle yourselves out.
Just got to find somebody that exports goods who's also a little bit shady.
Hmm.
And pop in a barrel.
We could.
William, would you like a refill while they're talking plans?
Actually, William, really? As you guys are planning things out here on the first floor, you hear a loud tunk 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 at the front door. Who sort of toddles over to answer it?
Of course.
I didn't do anything.
Are we in the
I'm at the hatch. I did nothing.
We're in the main area, eh?
Yep. You would have just clambered out of the hatch and shut it behind you.
Moving the bed.
You could either, you guys could try to get out, or what do you want to do? Because I'm going to stay here.
Okay, we can't go at the back.
I'm very confused as to the situation.
I'm bolting upstairs.
Okay, so you're bolting upstairs as there's this knock on the door and the innkeeper's toddling over to answer.
I tell you to get back in the hatch.
Okay, I'll go down the hatch and, like, close it, but stay, like, earshot and,
Yep. And presumably you're, like, creaking it back into place.
like, the bed to cover it.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, everyone else sort of scatters.
I sit
Or
on
I'm
the
assuming
bed.
that I assume they would have come with me if they came down the hatch.
No, you slipped
Alright.
off, remember?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Alright. They're not coming down the hatch with me. That's
Alright.
fine.
There's a bunch of guards that swarm into the tavern and start making their way through. They enter into your room. They nod, noticing you again. They don't think of anything of it.
Awesome.
They ask you to, like, step out of the foyer to wait while they search the rooms.
I'm going upstairs to the balcony room,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going up into the upper floor tavern.
Alright.
I casually leave the room.
Okay. As they're searching the room, you hear them talking. They say something about, like, yeah, you know, that's what we're looking for. I mean, what if they just split off and they were working? I don't know about that. Well, either way, they can't hide from us forever. They leave the room. They start making their way upstairs, and as you get up to the balcony, you see that the rest of the group have started thinking of what's going on, of the same thing, rather, and they're clambering up in turn. They're going one by one, and you hear that the guards are making their way up to the 4th level while there's still, like, 3 people waiting to climb the ladder.
Who's down here with me?
So Selma made his way up. Blue, Red, and Albjorn are there.
Is there any door in there?
Yep, from here it's a cellar, so you can climb up into the tavern above.
Right, but like, so they're coming up to the 4th floor. Is there a door that we could shut to keep them from?
You'd have to
entering
shut the latch.
Could distract.
Ah, shit. Fuck.
Distract.
That's great.
I pull out my nicest knife and I start helping Elbjorn up trying to get them out so that I'm the last one there.
Okay.
And then close the latch.
And I close the latch behind everybody.
Odds or evens?
How much time do I have once everyone's out?
Like moments.
How many moments? I rip off my clothes.
But odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay, so you're like, you just barely get it up and you're like going and like you're halfway like picking something up and you're holding the knife sort of just like off to the side and the guards like open up the balcony door and they're like, drop the knife.
Like, what? Oh, I carefully put it down on the ground like I don't want to damage the merchandise.
Come on down, we're rounding you up. We just need to ask you some questions. Head down to the foyer. Come on.
What? What? I have a knife license. I'm a licensed merchant. Can I at least get changed? And I pull up my fine clothes.
We just need to ask you questions. It's going to take 5 minutes. You don't need to get changed.
Okay. And I kind of wrap myself best I can and.
Well, you didn't have time to like take off.
Yeah, you were
clothes.
still wearing your clothes.
Oh, I'm still wearing my clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. I come down.
You just sounded like a really entitled brat when you said that to them. Can I at least get into my finery, good sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're rounded up with Vesta and 3 sailors. You don't see anybody else there.
Well, what's this all about? I don't understand.
I'm sitting there very casually.
That's not what you would notify. Oh shit! Fuck! I did not.
say that!
I did not. No.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I might have to roll for it. If you're gonna make me roll, that's a mistake I made. But I say, were you notified?
Odds or evens?
Fuck! No, don't make me do this.
Just the
Evens.
one, though. Just the one die.
Evens.
Oh, okay.
God.
Evens.
Thank God. Evens.
Okay, you catch yourself.
Chelsea.
They sort of like point to you guys. Have you guys seen each other before?
Well, we've just met.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that was like drinking last night.
That.
They go up to you. Oh, right. Were you traveling with anybody else?
No. No.
And I heard you were drinking out last night. Was that with new friends, or did you go out drinking alone in a strange city?
Well, I
Gotta make business connections somehow.
I mean, does it count as alone if it's with an escort? Sir, this is my business.
Look like you're shaking in your boots a little bit there, bud.
Okay, is
I like
prostitution legal?
I'm like looking at my nails and I'm like, he's probably still drunk. Like,
I swear, I'm not gonna say that. I thought it was legal. I'm sorry.
Would you, either of you, happen to have been in the company recently of any wizards, perhaps? Blue-robed?
wizards. No.
What
I
business?
don't think she was a wizard.
All right, then. We're gonna.
She
pull-
certainly worked her magic on me, though.
All right, we're gonna do this one by one then. You first. He points to you and goes, "All right, let's get into this back room here. Just gonna ask you some questions one on one.
Is that her room, or is
Yeah.
it... Okay.
So you'll be able to hear this."
Yeah.
All right, making your way into the room. After the door shuts, they go, "Okay, right. So, were you traveling with anybody else?
No,
What? And you said it was mercantile business that brought you into the city?
I'm selling knives, sir.
How many days ago?
Days ago I came to the city, sir.
Yes.
I came in yesterday, sir.
Yesterday. All right. Yesterday. And would you have gone through the checkpoint at that time that we had available, or would you have just gone through the normal processing?
I didn't see a checkpoint when I entered, sir.
Okay. Could you state your name?
My name is Gregolothew, sir.
Right?
Salas knows the tension of this situation, but he is finding it very hard to keep the tension of the situation up.
Right, we're gonna call you back in a moment then. Get back out there.
Hey.
Craig, I'll let you.
Alright, so you're the one who's called in next.
Yeah.
Right, we spoke to you yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, we're looking for a group. I'm gonna give you some descriptions. Would you tell me if you've seen any of them?
Sure.
Well, the reason we were questioning you, there's one that looks just like you. Anybody who wears similar attire, also one of your folk.
Would I have seen, like, other...
Not a lot.
Not a lot. I mentioned, like, a couple of people, and like, well, I did see this one person. I don't know, like, I haven't really gone out. I was out yesterday buying reagents. And
Right, okay. Pythona, Blue Cloak.
No, there's not really a lot of Pythona. I've seen a couple, but...
Okay, how about blue-robed elf-born wizard?
Would there be a lot of elf-born in the city?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to the people around me.
Alright, that should be enough for now. We can talk to the next one.
Okay. And I leave the room.
Okay. You hear the next sailor being interviewed. Right. He asks him, like, who is this guy, what's going on, all that stuff, until he starts asking. Right, so the two that were out there, do they know each other? Do they seem to? The one guy's asking real suspicious. I think so. I saw them talking. Okay, have they just met or have they been here a while? I don't know, they were both here when I got here. Okay, were they traveling with anybody else? Yeah, a couple of Elfborn, Volpe, Domesticus, and a Pythona.
Ooh.
Right, thank you. You calling the next one? You hear a tapping of feet. Same for the next sailor. Same for the next sailor.
Oof. Is there other guards in the room with us?
Yeah, like there's a group of 10 guards, and basically it's like there's the three maybe that are standing there while they interview you, and everyone else is making sure that everyone's corralled.
Well, you don't know this.
I don't, but like, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a way that I can get... Can I, like, get underneath the bed from the trapdoor without, like, knocking the trapdoor into the bed?
It would be a delicate roll. You could slither your way in.
I'm going to try to slither my way stealthily into the bedroom so that they cannot see me, but I am now there. And I'm not just going to be like, ha-cha! I appear from a trapdoor!
But what are you trying to do?
I'm sensing shit going down. My shit going down sense is tingling. Yeah, pretty good. I'll take that roll. Let's see. That is a 10. That is a 4. That is a 18.
Okay. You quietly lift it up and slowly slide your way down, coiling around the trapdoor until with your tail you support it. You grab it with your hand and quietly. You're underneath the bed. Looks like the guards have cleared out of here. Just now. You hear them walking away from the doorway.
Did they say that they were going to get another person? Like, are they continuing the interviews? Okay, then I'm going to slink to the door.
Okay, you hear this conversation as it's happening. Right then, we're going to bring you, some of you, for questioning if that's possible. Right, the two of you, he points to you guys, are going to be coming with us. And one of you three, it would be wonderful if one of you who has time is able to corroborate. They all sort of like grumble and then...
I'm sorry,
One of
sir.
them
I have
says-
business today.
I'm
Yeah.
afraid
I ask
I'll
about
not
the
be
cart.
involved.
Like, can I bring my cart, or should I leave the cart here?
Your cart will be safe, and we know where it is. We'll be able to seize it if it's something that needs to be returned to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Right then, let's get going. You hear the sound of...
So are we in a... When you say ka-clunk, ka-clunk, is that a wagon, or is that...
No, you guys are being escorted by a group of 10 guards in formation.
Why, never.
Okay. Well, they specifically asked for my description of the Pythona in a blue cloak, correct?
Mm.
I'm gonna take off my blue cloak. I'm gonna put it inside the cart, but like tuck it inside something, so it's not just like they go to look into the cart and go, "Hey."
Okay.
I am going to...
You're
Very-
being escorted.
I know. Listen, I know. All three of us are being escorted at once. You, me, and the sailor, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna slip a gold coin into the sailor's pocket.
Roll delicate.
In a way, so that he knows what's going on, but the guards don't necessarily
So
see.
you know how I said you weren't subtle in anything?
Come on, baby. Come on. I need this. Yes! Okay, that's an 8.
He just sort of like slips it in his pocket and doesn't say anything.
You are so lucky. I hate every bit of your luck. It just serves to make Leland more of an ass. So I'm going to crack open the door slightly.
You've got enough distance that you could probably start following at a distance.
Alright. I am going to try and do that as nonchalantly as businessman as possible. Man about town kind of way.
Yeah, you just walk along and you blend in with a group of people. It's then that you see there's a group of 5 town guards who they call another group of them to assist as they're... You see actually that behind you, Elbjorn, Blue, Red, and Selma all came out of the same group. They came down together. They're being taken away by guards as well.
Oh, son of a...
Looks like it's just you now.
This is just me. This is the worst.
Just you.
I don't think of plans. Fuck. Everyone always shoots down my plans. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep tailing then.
Okay, they make their way up to the pavilions, and
Agent man.
basically the way that they bring you, they parade you up like the upper level towards there. And from there, you can see that there's a lot of people coming and going. It seems like this is actually when they're holding court, so you can slip into the pavilions unseen.
I do so.
In fact, there's enough like offshoots and corridors and reasons to be going to different people's offices that people might not notice you walking around most hallways. Only special ones, they might be curious.
I'm going to keep my eyes on the group for now and see what's immediately about to unfold.
Okay. You notice that they get brought, for the most part, to the cells. They're separated one by one, and then they have a few prisoners buffer between them. You don't see this, but you hear the guards mentioning it as a protocol to make sure that they aren't talking. One of them goes off to mention something, and almost instantaneously they return, and you see that they bring out Leland, Vesta, Elbjorn, and Red.
But not Blue or Selma.
No.
Okay. Like, bring them out for trial or bring them out for further questioning?
You're not sure which, they're just being brought out.
Then I am going to continue to monitor the situation. How many guards?
Now these 4 are being brought by 8 guards. There's 2 standing by the door.
Okay.
You can't fight 8 guards.
You don't know what I can't do.
But you know who could fight 8 guards?
A bear wolf?
But that's just the people that are escorting us. Like, that's not all of the guards
I'm
in the
thinking
area.
more of the 2 guards at the prison cell. Because there's still Blue and Selma. But I don't feel like risking it just yet. I'm gonna keep hidden and keep my eyes and ears open.
You see actually that there's a number of Pythona that are gathering together and making their way down the hallway, escorted by a pair of guards. They seem to be making their way to the cells as well.
Are they knees? Is it guy wearing blue hoodie kind of thing?
No, they all seem to be wearing a mix of common and fine clothes. It's ragtag enough that if you went along with them, they might not know you, but other people might not know that.
But they're going towards the cells.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be joining a group that is going towards prison. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, you make your way into the group, and as they're being let through the door, nobody really pays attention to who you are, and you're let in. From here, they make their way down, and as you make your way past a checkpoint, there's just cells.
Do any of the guards have, like, noticeable keys on them?
Yep, every guard around here has a key ring. There's one that has a larger key ring.
If there's one that I'm passing by, like one of the ones guarding the entrance, I want to swipe his.
All right, roll delicate.
Oh, that's gonna be...
Don't mind me, just being ballsy.
Uh-oh.
Why do you get the luck? That is going to be a solid... and that would be a 12.
Ooh.
Okay. You are lifting it, but you feel it slipping from your fingers. Are you going to take damage to pass?
Yeah. Ooh.
You take 3. Ooh, you got it.
I almost feel like it should be double the amount you would need. I don't know why, but...
Don't make me saving your asses harder than it is.
As the delegation makes its way to a group of cells, you can see that they're talking to, it looks like, another group of Pythona. You're able to quietly just move off your way into another hallway where the guards patrol, but otherwise they don't necessarily see you as you're going from cell to cell.
Okay.
Eventually, you see Blue sitting meditating in the middle of his cell.
So, like, what guards are in here exactly? Sorry?
There's guards that are, like, infesting the place, but they walk around in shifts, so as long as you tuck into the right alcoves and wait for them to pass, you can keep, like, hiding from them recurringly.
Okay. Well, I got keys, so time to start some shenanigans. Yeah, I'll keep ducking into the alcove with the keys. I'm going to try and get close to Blue to see what he thinks about this entire situation.
All right, as you get close and you awaken him, he looks at you and he goes, and when he sees the keys, he goes, "Not the keys, get me a candle. I can get further if you bring me a candle."
I kind of go, like, is there, like, a candelabra or something, like, providing light in this dungeon?
Yeah, you'd be able to lift one of them off the walls.
I kind of just grab one of the candles and just kind of like...
He takes it and you see him put him down and start performing some sort of rite. He goes, "Get the others, just go."
There's only Selma here.
Then go get Selma.
Okay. Go get Selma. And
Go find Selma.
yeah, I agree. I go and find Selma. Keep ducking into alcoves whenever I see a patrol.
Okay, as you make your way towards Selma, you duck into an alcove and you see one of the patrols talking. They sort of sit and they're eyeing the prisoner at a distance as, like, the guards are changing out right now. You hear them giving, like, a lowdown of what's going on, just a quick briefing. It's like, yeah, this one here, they're going to be taking him out probably for execution in a little while.
And who is that? Is that Selma?
Selma.
Wait, does that mean that we're being taken out for execution, like, currently?
What is happening with... Oh, I don't want to meta that.
The guard change ends.
Alright, well, as the guards go by, then I'm going to enter Selma's thing. Just be like, "Selma!"
You unlock the door and he sort of creeps his way out.
Follow me!
He's following along as you make your way from alcove to alcove, but it looks like the group of Pythona have left already.
The way that they were described earlier, like the way that Selma was described earlier, would I have known any like key features that they were looking for, like clothing wise, like they knew from my cloak?
Dark-skinned elf-born man, bald, like ochre tunic.
You have anything on underneath the tunic?
He's got underclothes.
Might not help. Shit, and I put away my blue cloak. I have warm clothes in my backpack. Would he be able to wear my warm clothes?
He'd be able to wear the coat.
Okay, so I take out that, put it around him, and just be like, don't take it off. And follow me.
Okay, you guys continue making your way around. You're dodging the patrols and eventually you get close to that sort of guard room, but it looks like there's, guards just sitting there at a table right in front of the door.
How many?
You see 3 or so. You also see as the door opens and, like a guard walks down the stairs, that there's like a vague, like hazy cyan smoke that oozes its way through the base of the door.
Do I know what that is?
You might have enough, like, vague knowledge to know that people can do that because you're a caster.
Like, I know what that is, but I don't know if Salus knows what
Salus
that
could
is.
figure it out.
Yeah. It's weird elf mist, alright?
Shit.
Of course I know what that is. Our entire last campaign, I almost got screwed over by weird elf mist.
It's then that you hear a hey, and there's like all of the guards start like running towards like the other section of the cells.
Where Selma's...
Yeah.
Have they left? Like, are they leaving the table?
Yeah.
But the mist...
The mist was leaving.
The mist was leaving? Okay, then I'm going to sneak towards and feel out the room.
Go!
I feel like
Go!
Okay, roll Grace.
Go now! What are you doing?
You want me to just book it? I don't even know, like, what's in that room. Plus, I get to roll more.
Always fun.
Always fun. So that's 12, that is a 15, that's 17.
Alright, you rush forward into the room and you grab Selma last minute as you tuck into the corner, and there's a couple more guards that run through the room. They don't turn around and see you tucked right by the edge of the door, though. As you make your way up, you're lucky enough that the guards that were at the doors to the cells have gone in to help with the escape. You're able to quickly make your way back out into the halls.
Alright. Then I try and rejoin the proceedings, like blend in as much as possible, motion for Selma to follow.
Yep. As you make your way through, you hear talk that they're in the middle of a trial. You know that... You hear something about courtroom 1.
Okay. Start heading towards courtroom 1.
Okay. As you make your way there, there's a number of people who are sort of waiting outside, not like a group or a throng or anything, just people waiting for the next, like, proceeding to pass.
Alright. I'm just gonna go past this throng of people. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. You guys are already dead, you can't talk.
Okay.
Oof.
Oof.
As you're making your way past the throng towards the door, you feel the clanging of metal around your wrist as one of the guards by the door looks at you. You guys, however, back when you were taking away, this is what's been happening since. You're brought into the courtroom, and sure enough, you see the 3 that you met prior. Well then, seems that we've caught 4 of you.
4 knife merchants?
We've literally met. Cut it.
That's what knives do. You ignorant baboon.
Your name is Leland.
Never heard of Liz Leland before.
It's Bartholomew.
Thrown knives at me.
Grapefruit or something.
I would never throw such brilliant creations. How other guards in this room?
Yeah. Well, we have the 4 of you. There are 2 awaiting special considerations, and 1 who escapes our grasp. However, we don't bother waiting for all our eggs to be in one basket. After all, law must continue, so let this trial begin. The group of you stand to be subject to charges of low treason. You have attempted to, or rather you successfully murdered the merchant Boru from Craghold Land and attempted to murder myself, a noble of Midrun.
I don't remember doing this.
I mean,
Do you have any?
I, of course, personally witnessed the attacks on my own person, and as a noble of Midrun, I am present to initiate those self-same charges. At this point, the Elfborn woman speaks. Now, of course, Craghold Land is the offended party, and such, we have our associate here. You see the figure in sort of like dark, goldish steel armor clang up forward. There's a hollow, husky voice. Yes. I, as a noble of Craghold Land, judge them guilty of low treason. Now, guards, would you go and fetch the 2 that are subject to my governance? There's some guards that nod and head off. Unfortunately, 2 of your companions, the one who calls himself Blue and the one Selma,
Never heard of them.
both of them, would you cease?
I am trying to defend myself in a court of law. Is that not how a trial works?
A trial works how we say it works. After all, we are your jury.
That's not a trial.
It's interesting that you would be saying that to the 3 officiants. Now, your compatriots...
Can I see your certificate? I refuse to be tried in a court that is not kept to proper standards. I have not seen any certificates, I have not been read my rights, and I have not been allowed to sell my knives in your farm city.
What certificate would be required in this court of law to prove...
I'm rolling politics to see if I would know.
Go for it.
That's a 9.
9. You need to know their titles.
Titles? I don't believe I got your title, sir.
Shit. Right. I am Lady...
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I am Lady Liliana.
Sorry, the stress is...
If you continue to cough, I will speak in spite of your coughing and assume you have heard. I am Lady Liliana. Keep.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I could not hear, I'm sorry.
My associate here is the Count of Cragholm.
Man, I'm sorry,
And my third here, I'm assuming you are hearing in spite of your coughing, thus continuing nonetheless, would be Laszlo.
I want to use First Magic to compress her lungs so she can't talk.
Roll for it.
Subtly, very subtly.
Oh
just
my
so she can't
God!
talk.
You're literally trying to filibuster this court case.
Okay, that is a 10, 15, 19 to just push the wind out of her lungs so she can't finish that sentence.
Okay, you start to cast, and you get tackled. You see her, wipe blood from her face as you look up. It seems like your spell connected somewhat. But the guards sort of restrain you, and you feel them, grab a piece of cloth and shove it into your mouth. Right then, your companion will instead have to learn something new. Without being able to reply. Unfortunate that such measures will, and she looks to all of the guards in attendance, be in accordance with our laws. Right, where are they? A number of guards burst in and they go, they're gone, they've escaped. What? Right then, we don't have much time. This trial shall continue. The guards who were given the black tokens and the permission to witness the execution shall remain. Those with white shall depart. The a number of guards with white tokens leave the room. Now, unfortunately, the jurisdiction would only be against... well, the two that don't seem to be here, so I can't execute them in person. However, we have 3 different nobles who seemingly were attempted... there was an attempted assault by the assailant here in the middle of the courtroom, so that will be dealt with swiftly. The rest of you, of course, we cannot touch, so you will be banished to lifelong exile with return on penance of death from the kingdoms of Midrun, Cragholm, and Westmarch. Your companion here seems to be the one who's getting randy, so he's the one we're going to press for questions since he likes talking. We'll find out where your remaining friend is.
Like, he would actually know.
They don't know that, though.
Yeah, it's one of those things that are just like, friend.
There is a clattering at the door as you hear, like, apologies to interrupt. I found one of them. Enter. The door opens and you're dragged into the courtroom.
Ooh.
Oof.
Oh.
Wonderful. Then we don't need to. It's too bad we don't have jurisdiction over this one.
The entire time I'm just like, get your hands off me, get your hands. And I'm just going to light free cast a spell to just kind of like, get your... and just smack him off.
Alright. You do so, and you actually, like, smack him off with some force, and one of the other ones, like, goes and raises a pike right to your throat, and is like, easy, easy.
Hey, don't get handsy with me.
Well then, our last present, here to witness the end of the trial. For the attempted assault of now 2 different nobles, all of you have been banished from the kingdoms of Whiterun, or Midrun, Cragholdland, and Westmarch. Your friend here attempted to assault a noble in person, a second one, which makes things a bit more troublesome.
Friend here being him?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I just hit a guard.
It was upon penalty of death for most of you. However, for this additional assault, to make sure you don't go anywhere we don't like, we will be forced to draw some of your blood. Guards? You see them prepare a vial and bring a knife up to your forearm.
Can I use... So they have a vial.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use Force Magic to shatter the vial?
Your hands are no longer free.
But mine aren't.
Can I kick the vial?
Can I do it without them actually noticing me doing it?
It would be too showy to do like an elaborate like spell. You've got eyes on you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Am I being held down?
You're
Yeah.
tied.
They fucking hogtied you, dude.
Oh, did they? I didn't miss that.
As you struggle, the knife cuts into your flesh. There's a drip, and they gather most of it in the vial before they bandage it up and tighten it. But sloppily, you're going to have to get this redone. The vial is taken away from the room. Right then, and with that, where would be your desired place of deportment? We're putting you on a boat. You're getting off at a place that isn't here.
Okay, where is...
We would not be able to get near New Farm Market. Like, just straight up, we would not be able to get near New Farm
But
Market.
is that one of the places that we are not allowed to go to?
Will?
New Farm Market is technically not in Westmarch. It's just across the sea from one of its cities, though.
Not in
So we're
Westmarch.
going to Hong Kong. Gotcha.
Not in Westmarch.
Yeah.
Can I see a map?
Yeah? You got him? The world map?
I mean, yeah.
Pull up a world map.
Oops, wrong button. There we go. And yeah. World map.
Okay, so where are the 3 places we're exiled from? Westmarch.
So, you guys are currently...
Let me see if I can... Whiteboard. Okay.
You're currently here in Delta. And then the entire area, all amalgamated, that you're banned from is like all here up to the mountains, excluding the deserts. And then there's a bunch of islands in the sea, and then all the way up to like there.
Yeah.
Give or take.
It does include this tip here and those little islands there.
And these?
Yep.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. All right, moving on.
Okay.
Wasn't on purpose. I'm
an
totally,
amazing artist.
I'm totally conscious of all my drives.
I want to go south.
Specifically to New Farm Market.
When you say New Farm Market, they...
I'd say east of West March, please.
Newtown, then?
Sure.
Right then. So it shall be. We found your things. We've thrown them into a boat. And we'll make sure it's headed to Newtown. Right then,
Sounds good.
guards, take them away. Get them sorted. Make sure we don't see them again.
Okay. How many guards are escorting us?
The same group of 10.
Okay.
Do we fight 10 guards on a boat?
I'm telling you right now, the second that they untie me, I'm going for one.
In a courthouse.
The second they untie me.
You're free to do whatever you want.
Oh, I'm doing whatever I want.
You can kind of tell that, like, he's eyeing for an opportunity.
So what's the situation? We still have the 3 Lifedrinkers in the room with us.
Yep, but you guys are being taken away now.
Yeah, we're being taken out.
And he's still tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna go with them. Like, I'm following them, because I don't want to be attacked by 10 guards.
Okay, they escort you out here on the sky level. You see a little bit of sunshine before you're brought down to the market district before quickly going down to the base level.
And the guards are still with us?
Yeah. They escort you through a lot of the schlock.
How are they carrying Leland through? Because
They've
curious.
released his legs, but they've basically got him like bound like this, and they're holding onto him.
I'm enjoying this.
Are we... Okay.
I'm gonna make suggestions while we walk. Like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
you should have kept him tied up. Maybe put a stick between his legs and then carried him like that.
The guards sort of chuckle at your remarks. Eventually, after trudging through the Low District for quite some time, you get to the docks where there's a prisoner transport available. Seems like you guys aren't the only ones who are being ported off to Newtown. There's a number of other ones, and you guys are escorted to cells before you're untied.
Wait, what happened to...
I'm untied now?
Once you're in a cell.
What happened to Elbjorn in all this?
He was brought with you.
Okay.
Elbjorn and Red are with you.
It's just Blue and Selma that's not with us.
Saving people's lives.
But they have to get out of Delta.
Yeah, but, there's nothing I can do now.
Yeah.
I'm going... Like, we're in our cells, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Your things have been taken away from you, but because you guys specifically are exiles, like, you're going to get them back once you reach port.
Has the boat taken off?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in my cell, and I am going to... meditate. Ritual magic.
Alright,
As a way to regain stamina.
go for it. After the last of the prisoners are loaded a few minutes later, the boat leaves port. You guys can't quite see the sky, but eventually you see that it does brighten as you leave the shadow of Delta.
What are the locks made of?
The locks seem to be made of steel like the bars.
Can I roll Specialist Metallurgy to see if there's a weakness in these bars that I could exploit through magic?
Roll for it.
7, 10.
Heat and cold can warp them, as can lightning.
Okay, for my cell, can I see how many guards there are?
On this boat, it seems like there's a total of 20 and about 40 prisoners.
Okay. And are the cells?
But, yeah, how many people, like, looking at us?
Looking at you,
Yeah.
like right now.
Yeah.
You guys have been split off into separate cells, but there's like groups of 2 guards that patrol by about once a minute.
And are the cells all connected to each other? Conductive-wise speaking.
You're not sure up or down, but you know that there's wooden walls and then a wooden back, because you guys are kind of cells on either side of the hull.
The floor is wooden?
Mm.
Is the boat wooden?
Yeah, it's a boat.
I think this is like an ironclad. We on the Titanic? Think more Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well... Okay, so... I'm gonna very, very, very subtly start heating up the lock with one hand.
You're gonna burn the boat that we're on
and
right now.
cool the lock down in an attempt to break it.
Okay. As the prison galley leaves the city of Delta, you're sitting there in your cell in the darkness, alternatingly just trying to warp the metal, just going, come on. Come on. Something. Come on. Come on. And that'll be our session.
Man.
And the end of this chapter. So the next time you see us, we're going to be doing different plot.
Plot! Yay.
Man. I was this close to being like, oh, man.
Fucking battle at the barge.
Well,
You're gonna fight 10 guards
20. And yes.
and 3 Lifedrinkers?
Yes. And die. Like Leland would not survive.
Yeah,
but
no,
he's very angry.
this was like you doing way too much.
I was like, they might execute you.
Yeah, I was
Like-
I was genuinely like, this is where Leland
And that, like, I'm
dies.
prepared
This
for
is
that.
the
Like,
moment.
Leland is mad enough that he doesn't really care anymore.
Well,
He's had it up to here.
you guys can catch us next week, Wednesday, here, 7 p.m., even though this time we started at 7:30 because we're bad at it. That's okay. We're here. We're doing it. We're doing our best. Anything you'd like to announce?
Nope. As far as stream announcements go, it's the usual trying to do multiplayer Friday with my friends if my friends ever decide that they want to play multiplayer games with me.
If my friends ever speak to me.
If my friends ever speak to me.
Yeah.
Trying to organize, it's like herding cats. But, yep, so that's on Friday. Either I'm going to be doing my own solo thing, or I'm going to be playing games with friends. And Sunday, I think it was decided that I'm going to be playing Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End as a retro game that I bought recently that I feel the need to show that it's a bad game.
Ah, yes. The something Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Third.
Yeah. There's several of them.
Yep.
Sure are.
There are many of them. But yeah, one sec.
We're gonna
Nope,
see.
that's not it. That's the wrong thing. Okay, nope. Just gotta make sure. So yeah, thank you for everyone for showing up. Thank you guys for all your constant support.
And we'll see you in the future.
Yeah, so bye.